Hi, I'm Christina Coyne. I'm an internet marketer and ideal life vision coach. Welcome to this information session today on how to set goals that will give you the best chance of actually meeting those goals. So it's January, beginning of the year. So many people's thoughts turn to New Year's resolutions. This idea of New Year, time to change things. And apparently about 60% of people actually make New Year's resolutions. But of that 60%, only about 8 people actually keep their resolutions. And that got me thinking about why. People want to change. They are interested in doing something differently. So they start doing it, but then don't continue on. So I did some research because that's what I do. And I looked at the top ways of making goal setting techniques, and I've pulled out the 10 steps that you should do to really help you have the best possible chance of actually achieving your goals. So the goal setting process, there's 10 steps that you need to do in it. So the first step, number 1, is to actually commit to your goal. If it's just something that you sort of want to do, then you're less likely to actually meet that. If it's something that you're really 100% committed to, you have a much better chance of being motivated and achieving that goal. So step 1, find something that you are really, really committed to doing. Step 2 is related to that. So not only do you need to be committed, but you also need to identify why you want to meet this goal. So what is it that this will give you? So once you've met that goal, think about once you've met that goal, how are you going to feel? Why do you want to do this? What's it going to give you? So you really need to get very, very clear on why you're doing it. What's the benefit for you? And really be able to articulate that. And articulate it quite succinctly. You want to be able to be very, very clear on that. Step 3 is to then define your goal in a lot of detail. So what does it actually mean? So it might help to give an example here. So if your goal is to lose weight, you want to commit to that. You want to be really definite that you're going to do it, and you want to set things in place that will help you to do it. Defining the why. Why do you want to lose weight? Do you want to feel healthier? Do you want to look better? Do you want to fit into a particular size of clothes? Get really clear on why it is that you want to do that. And then you want to define in detail. So, a very generic goal of, oh yeah, I want to lose weight. How do you know when you've got there? You really need to say, okay, I want to lose 2 kilos, or I want to lose a dress size, or I want to be able to fit into this particular outfit, which is whatever size. Whatever the measure is that you're going to use to define how you're going to know when you get there. So this is really one of the things that I learned contracting as a business analyst, that you really need to know, be able to define what success looks like. How do I know when I've got here? Really be quite clear about the detail of what this means. What does success look like for you in meeting this goal? So once you've defined what that looks like, step 4 is then your action plan to get there. So most goals, you're not going to get there in one step. You need to work out what are the intermediate steps that you need to do to get there. So, if we go with the lose weight goal, your steps might be to sign up for a gym. You might then plan in your diary how often you're going to go to the gym, what you're going to do at the gym. You might also put in some goals about healthier eating. So you might want to start a menu plan. All of those things can contribute to your goal of losing weight, but you have to identify what those steps are along the way. So that's your action plan. How are you going to get to what success looks like? Step 5 then is to write it all down. It's really easy if you don't write things down to go, oh yeah, no, look, it's not important. I don't have to worry too much about it. Or yeah, I think I can remember what I was going to do. But then you forget. If you're anything like me, I always have to write lists because there's too much going on in my brain at any particular time. So step 5 is to write it down. And even though it's step 5 to write it down, you actually need to write down all of the things that you've done in step 1. What is it that you're going to commit to? Step 2, why is this important to you? Write that down. Step 3, the detail. What does success look like for you for this? And step 4, your action plan. Write them all down. Okay, it's really important so that you've got something to refer to that doesn't change, because your memory, you'll think about something and when you remember it again later, it will be slightly different. Write it down so that you have consistent information about it. Step 6 is when you're writing it down to use positive language. So what this means is you don't write negative stuff down. So with the example of losing weight, that is actually almost a negative statement. I want to lose weight. That sort of implies that I'm not good as I am, I'm not the best I can be. If you were to write it down in a positive way of, I want to fit into my favourite jeans, that's a really positive thing for you to work towards rather than go, oh, I want to lose weight, because, that doesn't make you feel good. You want to write things in such a way that when you read it, you'll go, oh, yeah, definitely, that's what I want to do. Okay, so write things in a positive way. So that means, no nots or nevers or whatever. So, it's, I always go to the gym because I feel really great after I've done it. I love drinking my water, 2 litres of water every day, because I know that it's cleaning my system out and it's making me feel really healthy. So think about the positive way that you can write your goals. Step 7 is to visualize yourself meeting those goals. Not only meeting those goals, but doing the actions that will help you to meet those goals. So there have been lots of studies on high-performing athletes and the preparation that they do before games of actually visualizing themselves making the goal, so throwing the ball and it going through the hoop if you're a basketballer or a netballer. So visualize that you picture yourself as it's going to be when you've met this goal. It's a really important way of training your brain to go, yeah, that's how I want to do that. That's exactly what I do, so that it becomes easier for you to actually do it because you've seen yourself do it multiple times. So visualization, it's really important and very, very helpful. Step 8 is to be accountable for your goals. This one's a really scary one because what it means is you actually need to tell someone. The act of telling someone puts you on the spot. because you have to take responsibility for your goals. Telling someone, you're saying, I'm going to do this. So it puts you on the spot, which is a really good thing, because then you have to follow through. Try and tell someone who's actually going to follow up with you in a nice way. So, that isn't going to hit you over the head if you haven't met your goal, but that they will encourage you. So being accountable to someone is, again, an incredibly helpful thing for you to do. Step 9 is revise and refine your plan. Because if you're anything like me, you set this beautiful plan out and then, a day or two later, life happens. Your plan just goes out the window. Don't just throw your plan out though. Where you want to go is a really good place for you to want to be, but maybe you just have to take a slight detour to get there. So revise your goals, revise your action plan, revise the steps that you need to take. Don't just throw it all out at the first hurdle. Work out how you can move through that and keep going to get to your goal or a slightly revised goal. Keep going. Work out how you can work around things. Step 10, and this is the last one. Step 10 is to congratulate yourself. Okay? So often we might get to our goal and go, oh yeah, that's fine, let's set the next one. Before you do that, take a step back and go, hey, you know what? I did that really well. I set my goal, I had a couple of deviations along the way, and I kept going and I got there. Really well done. Make sure that you reinforce for yourself that you've done a really great effort. So they're the 10 steps that will help you to set goals and keep them. I'll quickly run through them again. So step 1 is commit to your goal. Make it something that you actually want to do, not something that you're doing for someone else. Step 2, identify why you're doing that. What's the benefit for you? Step 3, define it in detail. What will it look like for you when you've met this goal? Step 4, develop your action plan. What are the steps that you need to take along the way for you to get to your goal? Step 5, write it down. Step 6, use positive language to phrase it. Step 7, visualize yourself achieving this goal, doing your action plan along the way. Step 8, be accountable to someone. Tell someone. Get them to help and support you along the way. Step 9, revise and refine your plan when life gets in the way. Step 9, congratulate yourself. You've done an awesome effort getting there. So they're the steps that will help you to achieve your goals. As an Ideal Life Vision coach, I can tell you that Ideal Life Vision incorporates all of those 10 steps plus additional things that will also help you to achieve your goals. I've been using Ideal Life Vision for a couple of years, and it really is wonderful with helping you to keep that motivation to keep doing things when you want to give up. If that's something that you're interested in, click the link underneath this and it will take you to some more information about what Ideal Life Vision is, how it can help you. You can do it as either a self-paced course or I can give you some coaching through it. Whatever you'd like, it's a really great program. Even if you don't do Ideal Life Vision though, those 10 steps are things that will help you incredibly in setting and keeping your goals. I hope this year you're able to put in place some goals that will help you feel better about your life and that you work really hard at keeping them. Thanks for watching. I'm Christina Coyne. Bye.